Okay, good evening, everybody. This is the June 28th, 2022 Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I'm going to call the roll. Alderman Barnhill.
Here.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Here.
Alderman Hanson.
Here.
Alderman Peterson.
Here.
Alderman Berger, absent. Alderman Brown.
Present.
Alderman Potts, absent. Alderman Baggett.
Present.
And the mayor's here. So, thank you. We'll now start with the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance after Alderman Barnhill offers the invocation. If you'd stand with me, please.
Would you bow, please? Heavenly Father, again, we come to you in prayer, thanking you for this great nation that we live in, for the many opportunities and freedoms that we have. We thank you for the freedom of meetings. We thank you for the freedom of speech. We thank you for all the freedoms that we have, and we would ask that you be with the families of those people who protect our freedoms, whether it's soldiers, whether it's first responders, and be with them. We know that their job is extremely difficult. We also ask that you be with us as aldermen, give us the spiritual wisdom and guidance to make the decisions that affect the city of Franklin. This prayer we offer in Christ's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is an opportunity for citizens to make comments on items that are not on the agenda. Tonight I have two speaker cards. I have Ben Crest and Joellen Thatcher. If they'd come up to the podium, and you each have 2 minutes. And you can fight about boy first, girl first.
Thank you, Mayor. Board of Mayor and Alderman, this is my first opportunity to address y'all, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do that. My name is Ben Christ. I live in 2215 Morriswood Drive, and have seen that our neck of the woods is under more discussion from y'all and on agendas elsewhere, but that's not what I came to address you with. First, I wanted to say thank you that I'm able to call Franklin home and for your work. Without shouldering your responsibilities, I'm very grateful for the work that you do take up. I'm grateful to call Franklin my home for almost 20 years, a transplant from California before it became too popular to do that. But I want to say it's my glad service to offer you my submission. I wanted to read from Romans chapter 13, with which I'm sure you are familiar as governing authorities, but it's the basis upon which some of my comments about the June 4th Pride event are coming from. Romans 13:1, let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Would you have no fear of the one who's in authority? Then do what is good, and you will receive his approval, for he's God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain, for he's the servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. It's my understanding that the word in verse 4 for being God's servant, the word is deacon. I serve as a deacon in my church here in Franklin, and it's a form of minister, not minister of the word to preach, but an instrument. And I want to thank you for serving as that, but to call you to that responsibility in terms of investigating what has gone on at the June 4th event with the perhaps impromptu drag show and some of the indecent acts that were performed in public view on Franklin property, and with, if not the intentional approval, with the approval and with an assistant proclamation by the mayor for that event. So I don't assign blame for what took place at that event, but I do call you to take responsibility for what did take place in terms of the permits and the scrutiny that goes into those events. I ask that you would take more scrutiny of events that are going to take place on public property, particularly when children are not only permitted to come, but invited to come. And I also ask you to take appropriate censure or place appropriate censure on the group that conducted that event, which I think is your God-given responsibility and right in this situation. I am aware, although I'm not privy to all the other writings and perhaps other correspondence, I am aware of some of the justifications. First, I agree with you that it is not in the documents of our
Please
nation.
wind up. I gave you 2 minutes.
Yes,
so
sir.
Please wind up.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that time. You said that was time, sir? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Jo Ellen Thatcher from 1101 Downs Boulevard. I've been a Franklin resident for 27 years. On June 7th, I saw on social media what took place at Harlansdale Park on June 4th for the Pride event, and I was appalled. As an elementary teacher, I'm deeply concerned for our children. On June 22nd, Mayor Moore summarized in his letter to the editor that suicide is high among LGBTQ youth and that the organizers of the Pride event want to bring the LGBT community in a positive light. First, I am deeply saddened that suicide is high among these youth. This is tragic. However, I'm also saddened by the methods the LGBTQ community uses in an attempt to solve this problem. CDC, in their survey on sexual identity from 2001 to 2009, reported that 1 in 5 gay, 1 in 7 bisexual, and 1 in 8 sexually unsure children were sexually molested before his or her teen years, versus 1 in 21 heterosexual children. Across the country, Drag Queen Story Hour and Drag 101 events are targeting small towns like ours. While some may truly believe these events are preventing youth suicide, it would seem that CDC statistics are indicating otherwise or suggesting that there might be another possible reason. Also, there has been admission by some that the goal of these groups is to groom the next generation. Some drag queens across the country have been found even to possess child sexual media. Based on these findings, allowing Pride events in our city, like the one on June 4th, seems counterproductive to the stated desire of the LGBTQ community to be seen in a positive light. Instead, events like these are a smokescreen for indecency that we would not tolerate in other situations. Exposing our children to potential grooming, not addressing the likelihood of abuse leading to suicide, and opening the door to expanding such abuse. I urge you to keep this from ever happening again in our city. I appreciate you hearing me, and please know that I am still praying for you, for wisdom, that you would do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. Micah 6:8. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have no communications from the Williamson County Commission. We'll now go to approval of the minutes from the June 14th, 2022 Board of Mayor and Alderman work session and the June 14th, 7 p.m. Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Brown. Is there a
Second.
second? Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Did that motion include both the work session and the?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. Any recognitions tonight or any miscellaneous reports? Mr.
Mayor,
Stuckey?
if I could, I just want to highlight a couple things calendar-wise. Of course, this next coming Monday is 4th of July celebrations. There are a couple things going on of note. There'll be a downtown festival, Franklin on the 4th, a great tradition. That'll kick off at 10 a.m. and run till 8 p.m. One of the highlights of that, of course, is the Kids Parade, so look for that, and we will be live streaming the Kids Parade again this year. That was really popular online last year, so just keep an eye out for that, and a great event to come down and experience. And then fireworks will happen at Harlansdale that same evening. Harlansdale will open up around 5 o'clock. Fireworks will go off around 9 o'clock or so, and there will be live music there. A group called Mixtape, which plays some 80s classics, will be there as well. So that's your 4th of July Franklin style. Welcome the whole community to come enjoy and celebrate our independence there. And then second, I want to note, it's on your list of city meetings, but it's out of the norm for our normal schedule. The Capital Investment Committee is going to meet in July on the 14th of July. So that's out of the norm from the regular schedule. It'll be 3:30 on July 14th will be Capital Investment Committee. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I do have a report. Tonight is my 13th wedding anniversary with Amy, so if she's watching at home, happy anniversary. I tried to coerce her into a romantic evening at Boma, but it did not work out. But happy anniversary.
Amy, our present to you is that we are going to have a shorter meeting than usual tonight so that Patrick can royally treat you tonight. So congratulations. Next is the consent agenda, and all items on the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature by the governing body. They'll approve as recommended by committee or staff by one motion of the governing body. We're looking at items 4 through 13. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Seconded by Alderman Hanson. Any discussion? Ready to
Mr. Mayor,
vote?
I'm sorry, I've got to disclose something on the budget item. May I do that?
Sure.
I need to disclose based on legal recommendation, that the Toussaint L'Ouverture Cemetery is a client of mine. Does not impact my ability to vote. Also serve on the board of Franklin Tomorrow as president, who are also receiving funds. Does not impact my ability to vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? You ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to number 3. This is a public hearing, consideration ordinance number 2022-16, an ordinance to amend section 1 of 1-1001 of the Franklin Municipal Code so as to redefine the boundaries of the wards of the city of Franklin, Tennessee to account for population growth within these sections of the city and to more nearly equalize population within each ward. Is there anyone who wants to speak to this body? Seeing none, I will declare the public hearing closed. We'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve?
Appropriate motion,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Well, now, I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill, seconded by the Vice Mayor. Can I take a voice vote? All in favor, say aye.
I remember those good old days.
We were all waiting.
I know. to sing for Alderman Hanson?
We are.
Oh, no. No.
I'll try to control the crowd. Okay, are there any matters to be considered before the board from executive session?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a motion, please. I move to approve the acceptance of a settlement offer in the amount of $101,788.32 in the case of Clark versus City of Franklin, docket number 40851.
Second?
Appropriate second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. I would now ask that before we ask for a motion to adjourn, that we sing happy birthday to Alderman Hanson. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Alderman Hanson.
Happy birthday to you. Alderman Hanson, would you now make the motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded by Alderman Brown. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We're
Off to the
dismissed.
anniversary of the birthday party.